It's been a long time since we rode together, the Geriatric group. But it came to this time that we had to go out, meet the people we didn't see for such a long time. This is not going to be a long ride, just for the morning to meet everybody. There are stories to tell, grandchildren, pictures to show, new bikes that were purchased, and the weather is too beautiful for us to stay at home and listen to the news. So I think it's about time we'll hit the road. I have some stories to tell you, things that came up. Let's hope that this trip will be nice.
So the land had rest for 40 years. That is the term used in the Bible to say they had peace for a long time. Well, no one really knows what is the length of the actual period, but for me personally, that is a dream. I'm not a child anymore, but in my short life so far, I survived some 5 wars. 7 months passed since the massacre of October 7th, a terrible manifestation of evil that shook us all and brought some devastating results to the people who stood behind it. For the last 7 months, I was bound to the hospital treating casualties of the war. Riding to the hospital and back is not something that you might consider exciting unless you are a great fan of the local crazy heavy traffic with its insane wall deliverers that ride like there is no tomorrow. Personally, I can't complain as they are good for the business. Not really. During most of the last month, we were under fire. Riding to the hospital was a different experience. You would ride along the beautiful seashore and call to the hospital to treat casualties from the war. We were under recurrent missile attacks day and night. Only recently those became less frequent. So you can imagine how happy I was to be able to regroup with the geriatric motorcycle members for the first ride of the year. It has been a while since we all met, and sitting on a motorcycle saddle on a cool Friday morning was so refreshing that I did not even care the boring highway to Jerusalem. Our trip started in a high hill looking at the plain that runs along the Mediterranean Sea. The hill is called the Radar Hill, as it was believed that the Brits established a radar station on it long time ago. That was proved to be untrue, but the name remained. As my grandmother used to say, son, don't confuse me with facts. There was much to catch up. There were new motorcycles that were introduced. Gadi and Ophir were proud with their new twin Yamaha Tracers 900, and Guy, our MacGyver guy, came on his new Honda Forza.
But first, we have new members in the group, so it mandates new stickers. The ceremony of the new sticker.
מה זה? וואו, מהגידולים שלהם?
וואו,
זה טעים?
עכשיו אתה מקבל...
איזה טעים?
זה אופנוע חדש, וואו.
אני רוצה גם.
אתה עושה ככה. נמסטה.
תודה רבה, נמסטה.
וואי, סביון זה מדהים.
זה חבל על הזמן.
סביון אפשר עוד?
ואיכילוב.
וואו.
לא לקחת הרבה שישאר לי. תיקח את זה, תתאים.
מה זה? פתק?
כן. תות אפגני.
We climbed the local tower in the middle of the memorial site to listen to some history stories provided by our personal lecturer Amir, who talked about the foundation of the Israelites and the wars with the Philistines who invaded by the sea and had more advanced technology, but disappeared almost without trace along the days. As you know, some of maybe the majority of the group suffer from attention deficit disorder or simple senility. It was not simple to keep them together, but luckily after they all became enough educated, it was only logic that the ride must go on. We took off to the mountains of Jerusalem. The short twisty roads took us in the same way we did many times ago. But hey, when one lives in a confined neighborhood, it is hard to invent yourself each time again. It was only inevitable that the group will stop for a short break in our favorite place, Khirbet Khanut. More opinions were exchanged and the food was served, as the geriatrics ride on their stomachs.
יכול להסביר הדברים?
מדברים על נפילת אופנועים.
The familiar road took us to the Elav Valley, where David fought Goliath, and we found out, to our disappointment, that the restaurant we were aiming for was closed on this day only for some reason. Soon enough, we found ourselves in the desert, riding along the infamous wall, heading south. It was there when I remembered the poet who wrote about a familiar road. Walking down a familiar road, dust from far away, lengths clinging to your hair. A lonely tear cannot find its way from there. Long ago memories shimmer, along the limits of the unfair. You will come barefoot, no horse, no sword. The trees look familiar, waving girls speak not. Things seem smaller, out of place. A young woman leans against the door, eyes open wide in surprise. The house still has the same roof. Now you may call it home. But can you really? Somewhere near Beersheba, we said our goodbyes. It was time to hit the highway and ride back home to our dark times. No, we are not okay, and no happiness was involved in this trip. But it was a nice reminder to us that things can be different, and maybe one day they will, despite what Nietzsche said, that hope just prolongs suffering. Hope to see you in our next trip, if and when it will take place.
Oh, we became a big group. Very nice. Tracers. עכשיו אומרים שלום. לכולם. בוא, מגיע לך מדבקה. Going home was short but nice. Hopefully we'll be able to do this again next month, something maybe even better. Now we are going to go back to the highway and join road number 6. It's 1 hour boring ride on the highway back home. So I guess I will see you in our next episode, which will be I don't know where.